Sorry, I had to to stop and replay. So let's move on with those questions that we have to face our fear. So I will start from the beginning. The first one: what are the reasons you believe you cannot be successful? So one of them could be like, I am not perfect, or I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not rich enough. Could be, um, some example. I want you to pause this video, complete it, and then press play again, okay? Because I'm gonna go pretty fast on that. Second question: what are your worst fears about yourself? Don't be scared, just list them. Not to be ever loved, not to find someone to share your life, not to have be able to have kids, not to be able to face success, not to be able to be financially independent. Go ahead, write them down. This way you're going to be able to look at them, understand if it's something that someone put in your head, if it's something that you put in your head yourself, right? And be able, like, when you put them in reality, to understand that they're just emotion and wrong, often, beliefs. Um, oh, um, Another question I would like to ask you: which are your worst fears about others? That some people betray you, lie to you, abandon you, kill you, I don't know, use you, whatever, right? It down, be precise, take time to do it. Really, it's important. Another question. So each time you pause, right? Another question is: how do you act or react when you're scared, when you face fears? It's important for you to know if you run away, if you get hungry. No, not hungry. Angry. Sorry, silly French girl that I am. If you get angry, if you give up, what do you do? To give you an example, I recently have reopened my wound of rejection, especially in relationship, and I have understood as well that because I feel like I'm going to be rejected, I tend to abandon or reject before being rejected. So that's one way to react. I run away. I reject before I am rejected. It's not something I was conscious of. To me, all my life, and I'm 37 years old, for the longest time, I believed like people were rejecting me and I was protecting myself to towards that. But it's not really what's happened. It's because I end up being the first one rejecting because I'm so scared to be rejected. So I reject. See? But writing it down and looking at it without judging yourself is the first step. You're going to be able to change the pattern. Like I'm able to change the pattern, and I can tell you this revelation happened to me 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm already changing. I'm not saying it's not scary, but I feel way more in control. And another question: is there anything positive in your action or reaction when you face fear? When we're scared, sometimes we can, have like bright ideas. We can be more confident because we're in charge. We show like leadership qualities, like skills. Is it something that you have, or do you see yourself as strong? Like the young lady I talked to you about, that is probably gonna raise her kid alone. Like she did not even see how strong she was and resilient. That's a positive thing. And another question: what is the negative thing? Are you losing, your balance? That's another thing. Are you shutting down? Are you going into a small depression or worse? Write it down. Then another question. So it's a lot of questions. Sorry, but so this, you take time, you pause, you write. Another question, and those are big and powerful questions. Trace this behavior, this attitude back to your childhood and discover the roots of these fears and self-sabotage. Why do you think you cannot be successful? Voilà. Or why do you think you cannot deserve love? Or what do you think you will always lack of money? Write it down. Understand where does it come from. Did you see a parent, someone in your family, your siblings close, like lose money or be rejected or feel abandoned? These are like often, not always, but often what could wake up a wound and create a fear. Or people have always tell you you will never be perfect enough, you are not smart, you're stupid. That could be a reason. Now, once you're done with all of this, if you need more time, really, I'm gonna say it, maybe I'm gonna repeat it, like it's gonna be the 5th time I'm going to repeat it, but I'm still insisting. If you haven't done well the job, you pause, you really take time to answer all of these questions, and then you come back, because the last question is a big one. So if you're with me, it means that you're done with your work, you've done your work. Sorry for the car honking outside. Yeah. So now, imagine that all of your answers are actually not your answers. They are the answers of your child or your younger brother or sister or your best friend, someone that you really love, that you protect, that is really dear to your heart. I would like you to write down what you would tell them in order to make them understand that those fears have no impact on how great and amazing they are. That those fears are simply constructed in their mind and that have no power outside and should have no power outside. Good luck. So now let's enter chapter 3. We've talked enough about fears, let's talk about love. Chapter 3 is named Choose Love, Stop Negative Thoughts. So instead of believing we can, stop having fears, and we don't want to stop having fears because this would put us in an unbalanced psychological state. So that's not what we want, but we want to choose more love. So one way to do it, when we choose love, what does it mean choosing love? Choosing love is doing what you want, is following your intuition, is loving your life and living your life the best way you can. So really embracing it. I know some people might think like, who does she think she is? Believing that she can make her dreams come true and living each day at her best and thinking that we should be happy every day. This is choosing love. And what they are doing, or who I imitated, is actually choosing fears or staying in the fears. But it's not about erasing the fear. It's about diminishing the negative thoughts. Your brain, in your body, in your heart, is like a beautiful land, and you can choose to make it grow things that will kill you, like bad germs, bad seeds, or good seeds. Good seeds could be beautiful watermelon, could be zucchini, tomatoes, roses, geranium, things beautiful like that. The more you're going to grow beautiful things and things you love, the more you're going to trust yourself, you're going to have positivity, and you're going to be able actually to materialize your dreams and choose love. And actually, the more your fears will be in control by you. They will still be here, you will have signal, you will know if it's a fear that says, hey, your life is, right now your life is in danger, be careful. This is a fear you want to listen, that's why we don't want to shut down our fears. Or it's a fear that you have, to work with, and actually you're facing an obstacle, you say, ah, I'm gonna face change, I'm gonna progress, I'm gonna get even better with myself. And this is a fear I forgot I had, or maybe I had for a long time. Now I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna find a way to tune it down when I'm gonna move to the next level. Voila. So again, I invite you to read the book The Mastery of Love, written by Don Miguel Ruiz, which I really liked. It's short. You can listen to it. If you listen to it, I think it's just like an hour and a half, something like that. How to stop negative thinking. How to change and reverse negative thoughts. The first one, I would say, generate happiness. So be grateful. It might sound cliche. Maybe it is, but it works actually. So you see the glass half full. Yes, you can be mad of everything and anything and so many things, and tons of things that you don't have in your life. But before doing that, say thank you for anything you have in your life. Maybe it's just two legs, two hands, two arms, and that's actually very good enough. Maybe like it's a sight and it's a smell. A lot of people during COVID didn't have the smell for sometimes 5 days, sometimes 3 weeks. That's something you should be grateful of course. But your family, your gift, your skills, your day. Like today I had a fabulous, croissant. Well, no, I didn't have a croissant because I'm back on diet, but I had like fabulous vegetable. Well, so I'm grateful for that, So that's, don't question it so much. Just say what you're grateful for, and it can be in the morning. It could be at night before sleeping. It could be both in the morning and at night. The more you're gonna cultivate this, gratefulness, this sense of that life is, actually not so bad, pretty good actually, the better it's gonna be. So, and you're gonna have less negative thoughts. Method number 2. Tips number 2. You bring positivity and lots of positive thoughts. To do that, I explain you, like your body, your heart, your mind is like a land, and you want to grow a lot of beautiful things. The more you're going to think positively, the better it is. So each time you have something like in your mind that comes and that like, I'm not going to succeed or whatever, shut it down and replace it by something, oh my god, I danced so well yesterday, or like the presentation I gave was so good. Transform, like replace it, don't let it talk. Put a positive thought instead. 3, strong routines. We've talked about routines. I think there might be a course coming soon about routines, because routines are so very important. Routines are things that you do that are healthy habits that you choose, that will actually put you in a state to increase your strength, your creativity, your productivity, your confidence, your concentration, your happiness, your confidence, and that will have a direct impact on your happiness, your success, your prosperity, the relation you have with others. Those are things that you keep repeating on doing. So it could be like yoga, meditation, visualization, writing in a journal, spending some time in the morning and in the evening with your family or friends, whatever. Those are things that are regular. They don't move, they are regular. You go to the pool, swimming pool 3 times a day, 3 times a week. That would be like profitable. 3 times a week, that's amazing, outstanding. You keep doing it. You don't think, you just do. Routines. Sometimes those routines in a situation of change, they can go out of the window because you have so much fears that you get unbalanced and they get out of the window. It's okay. It happens. Trust yourself that you're going to be able to re-implement them and even renew them or adapt it to the new you. Okay, it happens. Point number 4, changing your wording. So this goes along. Instead of saying, oh, the weather is not too bad today, say, actually, I'm happy, I'm lucky. The weather was so nice today, right? Change the wording. Oh, I'm going to try to do this. I'm scared. I think I can do it. No, I will do it, right? Well, you change your wording. The more you're going to reprogram yourself in this, the less actually space there will be for negative thought. You're going to empower and take all the space with your positivity. That's what we want. Number 5, you're going to stop feeding negativity. When it comes to you, you stop it. You say, no, 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 I'm not gonna think about you now. I am not gonna think about you now. Repeat after me. I am not gonna think about you now. You have the right to be mad, to be angry, to feel discouraged, to feel frustrated. It happens. And you can allow yourself once in a while a time, to let go, to just, suffer in silence for 2 hours or half a day or a night. But this, unless it's, a depression or something, and this is something very different. But if it's not that, you should not let it last. Maximum 24 hours, and then you just boop, 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 boop. Keep focus. You have the battle board, you have the workout, you have many things you can do to cultivate the joy. Ask for help. So if it's something bigger, if you feel like there are only negative thoughts, if you feel that in your mind it's always a constant circle of negative thoughts that are repeating, and you're obsessing yourself, and you're not even ever in the present moment, you're always thinking of them, or you feel like it's a depression, ask for help. Psychological advice, psychology, go for it, go for anything that you need, but do not wait, just go and ask. We need each other. I've worked with so many people. I always ask for help, always, every day I ask for help, and I say thank you as well every day. I'm not saying I'm the best person ever, but I know I cannot change, and I cannot succeed, and I cannot feel good if I don't ask for help when I need to. I'm very good at asking for help, actually. Maybe I'm going to call you soon and ask you for something, So point 7, take action. Do not wait. Start now, not tomorrow, not in a week. Not now, tout de suite. Tout de suite, as we would say in French. Point 8, make failure the best friend of success. Once you understand that to reach success, you need to meet a lot of failures. Let's say all of the action that you do, let's say that only 10% will result in success, which means as well that 90% will result in failures. The more failures you meet, the more things you learn, and actually the more failures you meet, the closer you're to success. Take it this way. Take the no's. I am the first one. I don't like taking no's. No's, it's and because of this wound of rejection that I've shared with you, I believe I've shared with you a lot on this week, this month, that no's are big on me. But each time I have a no now, I'm just okay, it's one less no in my life. So sooner I will have a yes for this project. You know what? It's working. And point 9, stop judging. So it's easier said than done, but stop judging yourself and stop judging others. If you judge others, you judge yourself a million times worse. We are all made to be imperfect. And I know we grow up in a society, I think it's changing now, but if you're my generation, or 10 years younger, we grew up in a generation where perfect is the best word ever. Oh, it's perfect, and I'm the first one to say that. I always say perfect everywhere, and just after I feel bad, because perfect is not the right word. And how I can explain you this, for those who know me in the professional world, I am an expert in luxury brand strategy. And actually what we sell is imperfection. In luxury services and luxury goods, the one that are, really high value, that people dream of, that are actually highly financially valued as well. What people love is that it's made by the human hand, but the human hand cannot do two things exactly the same. So it's imperfect, and this imperfection creates actually the uniqueness, the scarcity, the preciousness of the thing or of the experience you're living. So basically, your originality, your failures, your difference, your imperfection are what makes you so magical and super powerful and unique and lovable. Wow. Voilà. I could ask you a question there. What do you hate in other people? Attitude, failure belief. So maybe you hate people that are, lying. You hate people that are shallow. You hate people that are lazy. Write them down. Pause me, write them down, and then come back to me. And usually what we say, in psychology at least, is that anything you dislike about people is often telling a lot about yourself and what you dislike of yourself or you're scared to do. If you hate lies, and I'm the one, I hate liars, I hate people who lie or are dishonest, is that some way you don't trust yourself enough to be trustful, to be, you're scared that you're gonna lie. You have the impression that some way you're a liar. Maybe what I'm saying right now is hurtful to you. If it is, it's great. We've touched the right button. Go and write down right away why you would feel like you're dishonest with yourself or with others. Voilà. So when you see yourself judging, once you understand that you're judging, it's great. You don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself when you see this. When you see, like, for example, judging would be like you see someone in the street and you're like, she's ugly or he is ugly. This is judging. Once you see yourself doing it, just acknowledge it. Don't start judging yourself. You see, you're judging. It's hard. It's really hard, and I'm not over it because I'm someone who judge a lot and judge myself the worst. But understand that those are fears. Which fears are they? So maybe it's the fear of not being lovable because you believe that you're not beautiful enough. You see, I've done my work. And write them down and slowly let the work being done by your unconscious and by your conscious, slowly it will happen. Another thing I can suggest, because if you stop judging, you are able to love more. That's why it's I talk about judging. Is you take a habit of saying 3 nice things to yourself and to others every day. That makes 6 total. But you're gonna learn so much in being generous, but to yourself and to others about this. What you can do as well is to learn to love what you hate about yourself. So take time with the things that you don't really like, cover them with kisses or give them good compliment and learn to live with them. I believe it's a good way to grow. Voila. Now it's the last chapter. It's called Choose Love, Implement the Powerful Habit. Some habits, they will help you grow immensely your self-confidence and your positivity. Therefore, you're going to be in a better place to do more things out of love. Out of those habits, so some can be working out. Working out is very good to release good hormones that make you happy. Caring for others, meeting new people, asking advice to people that you look up to. It can be as well pamper yourself regularly. Make it a habit, a regular habit, weekly or daily habit. Spread love, smile at least 20 times a day, laugh at least 2 or 3 times a day. Meditate. The more you're going to meditate, the more you're going to connect to yourself. And the more you connect to yourself, the more you are able to grow faster, to meet love, to know exactly what you want actually out of life.